Our children are constantly exposed to messages about gender, and not all of them align with the biblical understanding of truth. As we've explored, these messages can create deep confusion and distress. To help our children navigate this landscape with clarity and confidence, we need to equip them and ourselves to recognize both the beauty of God's design and the falsehoods of conflicting cultural narratives. The Bible provides a clear, dependable, and comprehensive framework for this. First, let's ground ourselves in the Bible's core teachings on gender. The creation narrative in Genesis is foundational, revealing that God intentionally designed humans in His image as male and female. These are not mere social labels. They represent distinct aspects of humanity, each with inherent purpose and designed for harmonious relationships. This distinction is integral to God's plan for creation. Throughout the Old Testament, while some passages may seem challenging to modern readers, a deeper look often reveals God's concern for protecting and valuing both men and women, frequently setting a higher standard than surrounding cultures. In the New Testament, Jesus affirms this created order, and the apostles, like Paul, elaborate on how we, as male and female, reflect profound spiritual truths and contribute to the health of both the family and the church. A consistent theme is the importance of understanding Scripture within its original context to discern its timeless principles about God's design. With this biblical foundation in mind, let's identify and address 4 prevalent cultural lies about gender that can lead our children astray. Lie number 1, I feel trapped in the wrong body, is the idea that one's true self is at odds with their God-given gender. This sentiment often reflects an ancient Gnostic idea that the spiritual or inner self is good, while the physical body is flawed or a prison. Modern variations, like some aspects of transhumanism, can also suggest the body is irrelevant to true identity. However, the Bible presents a holistic view, affirming the body as a good and essential part of God's creation. Jesus Himself embodied this by taking on human flesh. Our bodies are not mistakes, but are fearfully and wonderfully made and integral to how we live out our identity and glorify God. Lie number 2, gender exists on a fluid spectrum rather than as a binary of male and female. This increasingly common idea proposes that male and female are just 2 poles on a wide continuum of gender identities, with most people falling somewhere in between. This view relies on assigning personality traits or interests to one gender or the other, like courage being masculine or sensitivity being feminine. This view not only contradicts the biological reality of humans as a sexually dimorphic species, but can also create intense confusion for those who don't fit gender stereotypes. Women can be and are courageous. Men can be and are sensitive. The Bible affirms the distinct created categories of male and female as God's intentional design, within which a beautiful diversity of human expression is possible. Lie number 3, my sexuality is my main identity. This narrative places sexual impulses at the absolute center of human identity. While our sexual desires are an important aspect of God's design, reducing our entire identity to it is a narrow and unfulfilling view. It can lead to what has been described as an anorexia of the soul, where deeper aspects of personhood are starved. The Bible calls us to find our ultimate identity in our relationship with Christ, where love for God and others, service, and our unique calling define our true purpose. Lie number 4, gender is merely a performance. This view suggests that being male or female is not about an inherent created reality, but is simply about acting our roles and behaviors that society has taught us to associate with a particular gender. If this were true, then gender distinctions would be arbitrary and could be changed or discarded at will. However, Scripture teaches that gender is a fundamental aspect of our created being, deeply woven into our identity by God, not just a script we choose to follow or a role we play. By understanding these biblical truths and contrasting them with these cultural deceptions, we can help our children build their confidence on the solid rock of God's unchanging word, embracing his good and purposeful design for them as male or female. If you'd like practical tips on how to talk about this with kids, go to genderconfidentkids.com.